Alright guys, we are live. What is going on? Thank you for joining me for my live review for tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. The March 11th, 2019 edition of Raw from my hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And if you're new to this channel, please be sure to click that like and subscribe button here at youtube.com/DanielGaza412. So thank you all for tuning in. Don't want to waste any time here because I am unfortunately dealing with a sore throat here. So if the review is short, I do apologize. But I just want to hit the major talking points coming out of this edition of Raw. Because I have to say, overall, kind of a mixed bag when it came to Raw tonight. I really enjoyed that last hour. I also enjoyed the opening promo segment from The Shield and the Ronda Rousey promo. And, of course, the Seth Rollins Shelton Benjamin match. So we'll hit on all those talking points. But going to keep things brief here. Like I said, due to feeling under the weather here. But if you're watching, I want to say thank you all for tuning in, and let's talk about Monday Night Raw. So we did kick off with The Shield. They came down to the ring. Of course, they had their match at Fastlane against Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin. They were victorious. And, Reigns said if, this was the last time last night, and he has no regrets. And then he says Rollins is on the real journey. He gave the mic to Rollins. They do the fist bump. And then Reigns and Ambrose leave the ring. Rollins says the Shield burned it down at Fastlane, and that is exactly what he's going to do at WrestleMania 35 against Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman comes out. And him and Rollins, they go back and forth on the mic, and Heyman throws it to a video package. Because, of course, why would Brock Lesnar ever bother to show up on an episode of Raw? Of course, when we're 4 weeks out from WrestleMania, why would that happen? And when we get back from the video package, Shelton Benjamin attacked Seth Rollins, hit him with 3 German suplexes, laughed, and, then that transitioned into our match here, Seth Rollins versus Shelton Benjamin. Of course, Shelton and Brock have a long-time friendship. Training partners, goes back to their days in OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling, if you're unfamiliar with the connection there. And I thought this was a nice little match here. Solid match with Rollins picking up the win here over Shelton Benjamin. So I was surprised to see Shelton Benjamin, considering he was on SmackDown for the longest time. And they weren't obviously doing anything with him. So if they're going to have him align with Heyman and Lesnar, I actually think that could be quite interesting. But yeah, I enjoyed the match that him and Rollins have. Was it the greatest? No, but I thought it was solid. And, Seth gets a nice win here. And hopefully they pick up the feud between him and Lesnar, because it has just been lacking. Like, I almost forgot that Rollins was facing Lesnar just due to the fact of there's really a lot of build for this. And I don't think it helps that Brock Lesnar does not show up on Raw on a consistent basis. Now let's talk about this, because this really frustrated me. Intercontinental Championship match, Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley. The match was So Lio Rush appears. He grabs the timekeeper's bell to distract Finn Balor. He hits a springboard, but flies right into a spear by Lashley. And Bobby Lashley wins the Intercontinental Championship. So what was the point putting the title on Finn Balor, only to have him lose it to Bobby Lashley, a couple weeks? I don't get it. I guess this is building towards, I don't know what this is building towards. Perhaps a triple threat. I thought there was, dissension in the ranks between Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush, but to me, I don't know. I've just been very, very, very underwhelmed with Bobby Lashley's run on the main roster. I don't know. It's just, to me, boring and really lacking any, character. And it's just, I like Lio Rush. I think they have a good act there, especially when Leo's the mouthpiece. But as far as seeing another IC title run with, Bobby Lashley, I just didn't think it was the right decision. So that was kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. But you know what did bounce things back up and did improve things? I loved this Ronda Rousey promo. It was short. It was sweet. It was to the point. She called everyone bitches. She says she's going to embarrass and humiliate Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair at the same time. She's going to expose this place for what it is. And Rousey says they can make it a handicap match. It won't matter because she will beat both Charlotte and Becky, because we are getting the triple threat match, which was rumored. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, Raw Women's Championship, WrestleMania. Then Dana Brooke comes out, and she's talking about all she wants is a chance, and she hasn't been on TV in quite a while, blah, blah, blah. And she gets right in the ring, and she says, well, Ronda used to do the open challenge after every pay-per-view when, isn't that the old Ronda Rousey? Well, this is the new Ronda Rousey that doesn't give a shit, and she beat the shit out of Dana Brooke and was about to put her in the armbar, but she says, if you want to see the armbar, we're going to have to pay $60 for that. And she also slapped a referee, and I was going to be like, somebody should tell Ronda, how much does the WWE Network cost? I'm not going to say it because they beat that to death over the years, but you get my point. I can't remember the last time I paid $60 to watch a pay-per-view, a wrestling pay-per-view. So I thought that was kind of funny. But I really did like the promo from Ronda Rousey and the intensity and just, yeah. I think her as this heel that spits fire and doesn't give a shit and, will literally insult anybody and everybody that gets in her way. I think that's where Ronda is truly going to thrive in her own element. So like I said, I really did enjoy that promo segment from Ronda Rousey. Just really quick going through some stuff here. Aleister Black and Ricochet defeated Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. We had a moment of bliss where Alexa Bliss announced that she is going to be the host of WrestleMania 35. We had Elias beat down No Way Jose. This is really the part of the show where I was just like losing my interest. Nia Jax taking on Natalya, and then they brawl with Sasha Banks and Bayley backstage, so probably going to get some multi-woman match for the women's tag team titles. Okay, then we get to the Triple H segment. This is where business starts to pick up here. We have Triple H, and he calls out Batista, who walks out on stage. He has this wall of security guards standing between him and Triple H, and it's a shouting match between Triple H and Batista. And you can tell Batista was kind of rusty here a little bit on the mic, but I still thought this was an effective segment because he says he quit because he wanted to get away from Triple H. And now he's back. He wants one thing, a match with Triple H. And after much bickering and bantering back and forth between Triple H, Batista, Triple H says, okay, I'm making the match official, and I will be there. Section 126 to see Triple H versus Batista in a no-holds-barred match. Easily one of my most anticipated matches at WrestleMania. And I've been a huge fan of Batista. Loved his work in Guardians of the Galaxies. Inspector, the James Bond film that came out in 2015. He played Mr. Hanks. I thought he was great as that, Jaws-esque type villain. And it's great to see Batista back. And he's been campaigning, that's the word I'm looking for this match against Triple H for years now. And I think it's great that we're finally going to get it. And if he's going to go out the way that he wants to, I think that's the way to do it. And I think no holds barred, that's a perfect stipulation. I think, it can kind of hide the limitations of Triple H. And obviously Batista will have ring rust and Triple H, getting up there in age. So I think these two, if you let them go out there and kind of have a non-PG, no-holds-barred match, I think it could be something really good. Just don't do what you did. I'm having flashbacks to another match at MetLife Stadium that Triple H had with him and Brock Lesnar. That was underwhelming. Just because it didn't feel like a no-holds-barred match. It didn't go all the way. Let them go all the way. Have some blood. Hell, you had blood last year in the main event. Why can't you have it for this match? So we'll see. Kurt Angle, he announces that he will have his final match at WrestleMania this year. So Kurt's hanging it up, and I think that's the right decision because Kurt, he's getting up there in age, and he's not the Kurt Angle of old, but I feel like he should go out the best way that he possibly can with a big-time opponent. And I think it would be fitting for Kurt, somebody who's given so much to this business. And I also want to say thank you, Kurt, for all the great memories, just watching back here on the network. He was an incredible performer, one of the all-time greats in the ring, great comedic timing, could be a vicious heel if he wanted to, funny, he could do it all. And as far as who he could face at WrestleMania, I was going to say Drew McIntyre, but we'll talk about Drew later on. I think John Cena would be the most likely opponent for Kurt Angle. Because I'm just looking at the roster and how everybody's kind of, getting their dance partners for WrestleMania. And in the comments, who do you think Kurt Angle should face at WrestleMania 35 for his final match? Because I'm thinking here, we're probably going to get AJ and Randy Orton. We already have Seth and Brock. If it's Cena, it could be John Cena. And who does Samoa Joe face? Because I thought they were going to do Cena Joe. So it's really like who would be the best possible opponent for Kurt Angle to go out on? We'll see. But he had his final match here in Pittsburgh, beat Apollo Crews with the Angle Slam for the win. We then had what was supposed to be Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin, but Drew McIntyre would appear. He beats the shit out of Reigns, hits a Claymore kick. Reigns gets back, he hits him with another Claymore kick and bangs his head off the ring post, and the doctors are checking on Reigns. He's out of it. He's obviously not going to be able to compete in his first match on Monday Night Raw in 5 months. Rollins and a couple referees walk Reigns to the back, and backstage, Triple H, Ambrose gets right in his face, and he says, I want a Falls Count Anywhere match tonight against Drew McIntyre. And Triple H says, hell yeah. So we get what I thought was a pretty awesome Falls Count Anywhere match between Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre. And I like that they brawled off the stage, fought up into the crowd, dove off the balcony, and they just went all throughout the arena, which is what a Falls Count Anywhere match should be. I thought this made McIntyre look like a beast. And Ambrose, I thought hung in there pretty well too. But of course, McIntyre low-blowed Ambrose, lawn darted him into the LED board, put his head in a railing, and Claymore kicked him in the head for a win. And also stabbed Ambrose in the eye with a pencil. And afterwards, Ambrose gets up. McIntyre hits another Claymore kick on Dean, and that's how we go off the air here. So I thought this was a great night for Drew McIntyre, who has kind of been lost in the shuffle ever since, I'd say, around the split with Ziggler. He had momentum going into the Rumble, and then I felt like he kind of got lost in the shuffle. Thought maybe they were going to do a feud between him and Braun Strowman. Obviously, that never materialized, but I was really happy to see Drew have a big night here. So I thought that was great. I enjoyed the Triple H Batista face-to-face. So we might get Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns, which is a feud that I've always wanted to see. So if that's going to happen heading into WrestleMania, hell yeah, sign me up for that. We had Kurt Angle's announcement of his retirement. I enjoyed the Ronda Rousey promo. I liked the Seth Rollins, Shelton Benjamin match. So that second hour is kind of But overall, like I said, if I had to give a grade for Raw tonight, I would go with a C+. That is my grade for Raw. And looking at the Twitter poll before we go off the air here, 60% thumbs up, 40% thumbs down. Be sure to participate in the Twitter poll at DanielGaza412. So that is it, guys, for this live review for Monday Night Raw. I want to say thank you all for watching. Be sure to click my like and subscribe button here on youtube.com/DanielGaza412. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGaza412 and at Facebook.com/DanielGaza1994. I am out, guys. I want to say thank you all again for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video whenever that may be. So until then, take care.